channel. You are watching GNA for today. I feel like I said that like the Disney Channel. Like, you are watching Disney Channel. But thank you for being here. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'm trying to make it to 300 by the end of the year. You're probably sick of us saying that, but that's our goal. So help us make it happen.
Yes. This week's video is pros and cons of social media, so stay tuned.
Just to make it clear for y'all, we're trying to make this video very unbiased. So we're giving you 5, is it 5?
I think so, yeah.
5 pros and 5 cons, and it's up to you to decide if you think the pros outweigh the cons or the cons outweigh the pros. We don't want to say social media is the worst thing ever, because we do that all the time. We literally have a YouTube channel and Instagram. So we just wanted to give you a chance to weigh the pros and cons for yourself.
Our first pro for social media is that you can connect with people from all over the world.
Yeah.
So there are no geographic barriers when it comes to social media because it's literally online social media. So it's like not based off of who you live by or who you went to high school with or whatever. There are no geographic barriers. And one of the things that I take into consideration when I think of this are Facebook groups. So I follow a lot of Facebook groups that are of like a general population of people, and it's really nice to get different views of things from different people's perspectives, because a lot of times people who are out of the country, who don't live in the US, have really good ideas based off of whatever topic is being discussed in these groups. And it's something that maybe I never took into consideration because I didn't have the same growing up that they did, and I didn't have the same culture surrounding me. So I think that's really cool.
One thing I love about social media, this is the second pro, is the fact that there's so many different ways to learn through social media. There's so many different educational pages, like all about a certain topic. So you can read their posts and read their captions, and you can really get educated. And yeah, sure, you could find that online, but it's super accessible to have that like show up in your feed and like, ooh, that's actually really interesting. I want to read more about that. So that's literally all over Facebook and all over Instagram, all over Twitter. There's a bunch of educational pages that it's really a pro in our minds.
The third pro that we have for you guys is that it makes it easy to keep up with local businesses and like your local church, and to keep up with events that are happening. I know especially during this quarantine, our church has been doing a lot of Facebook Lives, been putting out a lot of content about like our pastor has started doing YouTube videos from like his house, and he's like, this is what I learned in my daily devotion today, just wanted to share. And I've been doing a lot of like, this is for the youth, and this is what we're doing today, and this is what we studied this week, and stuff like that. So I think it's really cool that you can keep up with your local church and local businesses that are around you whenever you might not be in an ideal situation to keep up with them, especially during like quarantine and stuff like that. These are unexpected circumstances, but you still get to stay in touch with those areas and those people, and I think that's awesome.
Our fourth pro, this can kind of be a tag along of a con, but in some ways it can be a pro, is you can learn news through social media. I'm specifically thinking of Twitter. I know a lot of times I've found out about things that have gone on in the country through different hashtags or Twitter trends and things like that. Like because some like news pages do have Twitter and they use that a lot. And so I think that it's a pro to see what's going on in our country and around the world through things like Twitter, through pages like on Facebook, where you can see what's going on and you can follow different hashtags to see what people are saying about what's going on in the world.
And the last and final pro is one that's like very close to my heart especially, is that you can find lots of different areas for help on social media. So I'm specifically thinking about like suicide awareness and like faith-based pages and stuff like that, because a lot of times if you are in a situation where you don't feel comfortable with maybe yourself or with others, you can reach out to people on social media, or you can find pages like the National Suicide Line and the Trevor Project and stuff like this, and you can reach out like to these people and say, hey, I'm not feeling like myself, can you help me? And there are people that are going to be there to take care of you and to provide support and love to you. And I think that's a huge, huge pro, because I know a lot of times when you're in situations where you feel like that, you don't necessarily feel like picking up the phone and talking to someone, and maybe you don't even feel like going out of your room and talking to your roommates or your parents or anything like that. So I think that's a huge pro, to be able to have access to that. And tagging along with that, when we're talking about like faith-based pages and Facebook groups and stuff like that, I follow a lot of groups that are about heart failure or heart transplants, and it's nice to be able to know that I'm not alone in experiencing this, because a lot of times in my journey of being in heart failure and then having a heart transplant, I felt very lonely in like maybe the days that I didn't feel too great, or the days that I was having a lot of pain from surgery, or the days that maybe I got pushed back because I was in rejection or whatever. So it's nice to be able to see these people that are literally going through the same thing as me. Maybe they're not even close to where I am, but they're going through the exact same thing. It's nice to be able to reach out and say, hey, I'm having a bad day and this is what happened. Has this ever happened to you? And then these people are like, yes, this happens all the time, or no, it only happened once or twice, but you got this, stay strong. And it's nice to have that type of support from people who truly understand what you're going through.
We're going to head on into the cons part. We have 5 cons to share with y'all. The very first one that came to our mind was the fact that social media can be very time consuming, because you literally get addicted to just having something to do during that quiet time. I can find myself doing this. I'll be sitting down and have like 30 seconds of nothing going on, and I just feel the need to check my phone. I don't even know why, but for some reason it's hard to be still and not have anything in your hands, not have anything going on. So it's very time consuming. You should look on your phone and see what your screen time is and see where you're spending your time, because you can spend a lot of time on social media, and for what? A lot of times you're just scrolling. So that's a big con.
I feel like that's very relatable to TikTok right now, because that's like the biggest thing going on, and it's so easy to just like scroll for hours and hours and hours, and then you like look up and your whole day is wasted. So not a good thing. Okay, y'all, this con hits kind of hard, and I'm sorry that I'm calling y'all all out on the mat. I'm calling myself out on the mat, and probably Andrea too. Social media can give you extremely unrealistic expectations and standards for yourself. Social media can give you unrealistic expectations and unrealistic standards for yourself. Do you hear me? Because social media can make you feel like you're not living like other people. It can make you feel like people are too skinny, or people are losing weight, or are happier than you are, and stuff like this. Y'all, nobody posts all of the bad things on social media. Social media is literally where people show off the best side of themselves, so remember that. Because maybe someone's social media is filled with all of their parties and all of their, going to the beach and being skinny and being healthy and doing this and blah, 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 blah. But really, like, if you were to step inside their life, it doesn't always look like that. So keep a filter on yourself, and remember that social media is where people show the best of themselves and not the worst.
Our third con for y'all is the fact that whether you like it or not, having likes, having comments, having subscribers, having followers can be very addicting. Like, whenever even views on your story on Snapchat or on Instagram, it can be so addicting to want more. Like, once you post something, just looking back like over and over and over again to see, ooh, I wonder how many people liked it. Did this person like it? Ooh, how many comments do I have? Why? Like, why does it matter? That makes it seem like we're posting it for the approval of other people, but that's not what social media is for. Think back to what we were talking about. The pros of social media is connecting with people and feeling relatable to other people. It's not for getting likes. It's not for getting subscribers. It's literally to connect with people, and whenever it's becoming too much about the likes and the comments, then you should probably check yourself.
Alright guys, our fourth con is kind of a big one. I know we've said that a lot, but okay. Once something is on social media, it is available to anyone and everyone forever. Even if you delete it, okay? People can screenshot what you post. People can screen record what you post. Once it's on social media, it's out there forever, and you never know who has access to it in the time frame that it's posted. So be careful what you post, because it's out there forever. Tagging along with that, there are a lot of people who feel really comfortable behind the mask of social media. So there are a lot of people who are creeps, or are stalkers, or are pedophiles, or are bullies, and they can say and do things behind the mask of social media that they would never do in person. So you need to make sure that when you're on social media that you're being careful who you follow, who you talk to, how much you say, etc. Because there are a lot of times where people are put in situations that they can't get themselves out of, and it's because they told someone too much over social media, or that they were bullying someone over social media, and now they're being held accountable for it. So make sure that you're just being careful, because safety is a big deal.
This is our 5th and final con, and it is the fact that social media is like a hub for a lot of morally corrupt things like pornography, escorts, prostitution. Literally, there's so many. Specifically on Twitter, there's a lot. Even on Pinterest. Pinterest, you even think that is the most clean of them all, but there are still morally corrupt things on Pinterest. Snapchat, literally everywhere you go on social media, there's going to be something like that. And a lot of the times, people put up a fake name and a fake picture, and they say they're someone who they're not. And that is all over social media. And since you're never going to meet the person, it's not like you can know if they're lying or not. So you just need to be very careful about what you see, what you click on, because once you click on one thing, it'll show up again and again, and you just notice how much bad is out there in social media. So you need to stay away from that, like with a 74.5-inch pole.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We hope that you really enjoyed today. We hope that you enjoyed this week's topic. Make sure that you hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, because it really helps us out remember what type of content you guys are liking. Comment below what you think about social media. Maybe you have a couple pros and cons that we didn't put in here. We would love to discuss that with you, so comment down below.
If you are new here, we wanted to let you know that we are 2 best friends living a faith-based lifestyle and
documenting it. Make sure that you guys are hitting that subscribe button below, because like we said, we're trying to get to 300 by the end of the year. So if you know someone that's watching our videos and is not subscribed, you better blow them up and be like, subscribe to them, because they are cool. And
what are you doing? If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, what even? You're so rude. Why would you do that?
Also, if you've made it this far in the video, you need to subscribe, because obviously you enjoy our content.
Yeah.
So make sure you're hitting subscribe and hitting that notification bell so you get notified every time we post or when we go live.
Guess what's happening Monday?
What?
Something that you should explain.
Oh! Okay.
I'm so excited.
Okay. Monday's video is unlike anything we've ever done before, and it's like some...
It's really dumb. Like,
I think it's just like some random challenge that we put ourselves up to. But if you guys didn't know, I have 5 dogs. I have 5 dogs. Okay? So I'm gonna try and give them all a bath at the same time.
And they're varying heights and weight.
I have like a medium-sized dog who's like kind of big, and she's like 30 pounds. Then I have like a Chihuahua that's like 3 pounds, and then I've got like a weird anyway, I have a lot of dogs, all varying sizes, all varying types. They don't get along either, so I'm going to try and give them a bath all at the same time. So make sure you're subscribed, because you'll want to see that disaster.
Let's hope they don't bite us.
Oh no.
Bye friends!